You got what, 25% of admixture from North Africa. That don't make you it don't make you African because your culture is not
Correct.
African, right? So you
Correct.
got some admixture, but that's not enough for you to say in the, as Natufians that you're African.
Correct.
You can't do that, and then they're mixed with Asian populations, right?
Correct.
May
Correct.
not be mixed with uh, um, populations from the Caucasus, but they are still mixed with their own Levantine, some Asian populations, right?
Hmm.
And some African populations. But he can only do this if he's not talking to someone like you, right? Uh, and you actually started this big conversation with him, checking him. So you might need to, if you're not busy, you need to call him out and nail him down on these periods. What I tried to do is I tried to show you all the African cultures, uh, going up to maybe 60,000, 70,000 years, right? These are cultures on top of cultures on cultures. Nakata 1 can certainly be classified as a civilization, and so could the population with the Kustal incense burner further down in the south, right? So and then you have other civilizations in Africa that are way earlier that really people don't talk about. They like to talk about Kemet, right? But they don't talk about the Zimbabwe cultures and possible civilizations that are there. They're stratified. They have government, right? They left a huge amount of archaeology, but
Hmm.
but so we have an African origin of civilization. The origin of civilization is in Africa, and then it expands to other places.
Right. And I also want to say, Brother Reggie, there has been a lot of population turnover in the Levant because when you compare the Upper Paleolithic Levantine people, they were far distinct from the Bronze Age Levantines, who primarily came from the Lesser Caucasus, who inserted Y chromosome J into the population and dominated over the fragmented pre-Neolithic groups who descend from the Natufian groups. The Natufians were already wiped out in the Bronze Age, starting at 6,500 years. They mingled with the population. So the thing is that Natufian starts 12 to 13,000 years ago. Semitic didn't even exist yet. So
No,
you can't use Natufians as Semitic speakers because Semitic didn't even exist 13,000 years ago. You
it
see
did
what I'm
not.
saying?
And I
So
absolutely understand. But what they're doing now is they're doing what you call proto-Semitic. So they have this term called proto-Semitic, which they phase into be Semitic, which they phase into be black. They're arguing skin color in Gozi. They're not
but
arguing, huh?
but here's the trick with Proto-Semitic. When you study Roger Blinch, Christopher Arrett, the guy, I forgot his name, it's on the top of my tongue. The people, Proto-Semitic starts from something called the Harifian culture before you even have the Akkadians. And the Proto-Semitic speaker starts at 6,300 years. This is postulation. They're not even certain, but it's postulated. Only starts at 6,300 years. Established Semitic that we know, that's established from the Amorite speakers or the Akkadian, which is the first established set of Semitic, only starts 2200 BC, 4,200 years ago, or 2300 BC, 4,200 years ago. This is when you find the first phase of Semitic.
So you know what, Ngozi,
Yes.
what's happening right now is it seems that Zion Lex is on Garfield's show. I think you need to get off this show and you need to pop up. You
Yeah,
need to,
I'm gonna go over there and check it out.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
get
need to
us one.
pop up. And so I'm gonna close this show down because he's over there on Garfield's show and Ngozi is on this show. So if Ngozi goes over there, I give everybody permission to uh uh to 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 pop up. I've been on for 2.5 hours, right? But the fact of the matter is, somebody needs to drive by, right, and pop up because the fact of the matter is that uh, I would have liked him to come on the show, right, since I was talking about him, but he popped up on Garfield's show, right? But if he would have popped up on this show, then you would have gotten him. So you need to talk to Sonnet if you're interested to re-talk on Sinetta's show on the big screen because I'm the little brother, and let's just deal with him mixing up time periods, messing up the Proto-Semitic, messing up the Natufian, right, and doing a lot of contextualization.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother Reggie. When I get on shows, he usually say he don't want to talk around me because me and him got into a bad clutch because I was knocking him down. He got so mad and angry, he tried to start talking crazy. So here's the thing. He may run or he may tell, like he did on Killer Pre-Show and a few shows, he's not going to talk on the panel with me on there. So
Well,
we'll see
then,
how it goes. I'm going to talk to, I'm going to try to talk to Sinetta to see if I can talk to him
yeah,
privately
see,
so he can get whatever off his chest so he can have this conversation. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm just going to knock down timelines. That's all I want to do.
yeah, and get some money in Gozi. Get a debate going. That would be the biggest debate of this year right now, right? Because it's a new thinking. I titled the show "The New Thinking of the New Strategy of Zion Lexx," right? But you're out there, and again, yeah, again, this is your field, and you've already talked to him. So it's not like anybody's running from him and anybody's scared to talk to him one-on-one. We all
Not at
talk
all.
to him,
Not at
right?
all. And also I don't and I'm trying to get him to understand there's no bad blood. I just love dealing with the Middle East and the Tufians and ancient civilization and classical antiquity. So my whole thing is that we can have a conversation without anyone getting emotional. Because last time I tried to have a conversation, but I drowned him out so bad he started trying to use red herrings. He started trying to get sarcastic. And you can click. You know one thing about that debate with him and me, he never reposted that on his channel. He reposted all his other debates except that one. And that's what's interesting to me. And on the second half of that debate, I freestyled because my computer started messing up, and I still beat him up with a freestyle. With the first half of it, I showed all the stuff I needed to prove that the civilization predates Sumer.
So
So
everybody needs to tell Zion Lex, right? We don't want to hear you until you talk to Ngozi. We don't want to hear any Natufian. We don't want to hear any. That's not your field. Your field is reading Hebrew, right? We don't hear any of that until you talk to Ngozi. I had Smash lined up, and certainly Chuck Morgan. But time just passed me by. I forgot that this thing with Zion Lex and these time periods is actually your debate. So I apologize with that.
but big brother Reggie, could you do me a favor before you go? I know you do your research, bro, and you're a beast at it. Can you just for me, when you get off the phone and whenever you get time, go back and re-listen to that debate, just for you. And I want to hear your I want to get
And
your
Goldie, I watched it real time. What I will have to do in a later show is either have Sonetta play it on the big screen
okay,
or replay it on this channel, right?
okay, yeah,
But when it comes to matters like this, the channel that I get, maybe I get 4, 5 thousand views. I don't get a lot of support from the people, and Sonetta's talking to Vocab Malone. So, uh, but I think that you deserve the big channel. I think that
bet.
you deserve the big channel. I'm the little channel, and you see, what I mean, I got 400 people, 500. I didn't even check. I get so disappointed because everybody knows that I'm a bona fide researcher. I'm professional, right? I give sources, but people want entertainment. The difference between you is you're a bona fide researcher, and how can I say? You not only do you give sources, you are entertaining when you tear somebody's ass up, right? And Zion Lex is food for you. So with that said, I think I want to thank everybody for coming on the show. I put up my Cash App for the last time, but in Tagozi, if you want to go over there and say I'm here, let's talk, right? All that Natufian stuff that you're talking about, all that proto-Semitic stuff that you're talking about, all of that stuff is in the wrong period. And what we really have to say is how much is Israel civilization? How much is Israel really a culture or a civilization? What do you
Yeah,
think? Huh?
it's not a civilization; it's a culture. It's
It's a
something that
culture,
it's
huh?
something that it's something that came out of out of populations that was already there. It's a culture.
It's a
And
culture.
and
Right?
one more thing, Reggie, if you get a chance, I just want to say this publicly before you go. The kryptonite, because Zion Lex, I'm not saying he's good at what he do. Like, he's a good speaker. He try to do his thing. I'm gonna get
Ngozi, don't give him
no
Ngozi.
no
They're not supporting me. Give him that work.
no
Ngozi.
no. I am gonna give him that work, but I
You
just
got
want
other ways in which we want. You talking to the audience?
Reggie,
You're talking to
I
me.
know, Reggie. No, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, he's an organized pseudo, right? And what I'm trying to say is this.
I don't want to call him no names. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just being sarcastic. But listen, his kryptonite, if anybody want to beat him, is chronology. He's not good at time. If you can catch him up in time, Zion has no win. His weakness is time. You can't merge Sumerians with Akkadians. You can't merge Natufians with Hebrews because the timeline is all different.
Ngozi, go get him, please. like, listen, there's a lot of people who are content repeaters, right? They would clip what you say, make a whole video about what you say, and you won't benefit it. Call them out, right? Or tell them to leave. Simple as that. Don't be giving, listen, don't, our people, you understand what I'm saying? It's not the original ideas. DNA, you're the first person to do this for our community, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, listen,
bet my brother.
yeah. So with that said, Ngozi, go get him. I'm gonna end this channel. Y'all can do what y'all want, but please support your brother Reggie and listen out for Ngozi, because Ngozi is that kryptonite. He is that kryptonite for Zion, right? He can play that on anybody else. Play. But Ngozi got his game down pat. So, thanks everybody for coming. It's 10:22 on a Friday night. You might have a few minutes to make him get some air and some aspirin, huh? So
well, peace and love, and thank you, Reggie, for letting me talk. And I'm gonna check it out. I'm also gonna try to reach out to Sa so I can get him on 3-way so we can all build.
yeah.